we got the most recent inflation data. Now, the reason that we care about this is because that was July's inflation data. Now, obviously, here we are in August, okay? So we're kind of pushing later August right now as I film this video, but that was July's inflation data. Now, the reason we care about that is they use that data. That is data point number 1 of 3. You've heard me say this 1,000 times before in other videos. We need 3 data points, okay? We need July, August, and September inflation data to determine how much of a raise we're going to be getting. We got data point number 1 last week. It's not all that great. We're absolutely seeing some manipulation with the numbers. Let's just say that much, okay? I don't want to fly off the handle again in this video. Again, I've made it very clear how I feel about this in previous videos, but let's just talk about this. Okay, so anyway, the inflation data came in essentially flat, saying that there was no inflation increase in the previous month. Yeah, okay, sure, we'll really buy that for about a second. I don't believe that for even a second. But anyway, here's what I want to point out for you. Now, you've heard me say this before in other videos. In fact, I had a video last week where I was talking about the new potential projections that are out there, okay? Depends on what you look at. There's many different analysts out there, okay, talking about where this COLA raise could actually land. The projections are anywhere between like 3.2 to 3.5-ish%, okay? I'm just going to say this much. I anticipate these numbers to continue to come down over the coming reports here. Let's just say 3%, okay? I wouldn't be shocked at all if it's even under 3% based on where we're currently going right now. And it was just a couple months ago. Just imagine this. Just 2 little months ago, we were giving projections well over 5%. And now we're saying we'll be lucky if we get 3. Okay, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous what's going on right now. And we know that this is not how things go. Anyway, I'm trying to contain myself and not, go off on a little rant here again on this because it just feels disgusting how this stuff is so manipulated. Anyway, let's talk about 3%, okay? I'm just going to say this much. Let's just anticipate 3%. Again, the forecasts are between 3.2 to 3.5 essentially across the board. Let's just say 3%. Let's not get our hopes up because we know how these next couple months are going to come in and the following numbers associated with them. Okay, let me give you some real dollar amounts here, okay? So I'm going to buzz through some basic numbers here and apply a potential 3% raise to that just to show you what this looks like in real dollars applied to benefits going forward for the coming year. Okay, let's just run through those numbers now and then we'll talk about more of the other different aspects that we need to pay attention to. All right, so if you're getting a $600 monthly benefit, applying a potential 3% raise to that would give you $18 more per month. It's nothing. It's basically nothing. Okay, and remember, just a little while ago, we were projecting well over 5% based on how things were going at that time. Boy, the tide has turned, right? Yeah. Anyway, a $700 monthly benefit, applying a potential 3% raise would give you $21 more per month. An $800 raise, or sorry, let me say that again. An $800 benefit, applying a potential 3% raise to that would give you $24 more per month. A $900 benefit, applying a potential 3% raise to that would give you $27 more per month. A $1,000 benefit would give you $30 more per month, assuming a 3% raise. An $1,100 monthly benefit, assuming a 3% raise would give you $33 more per month. A $1,200 monthly benefit, applying a potential 3% raise to that would give you $36 more per month. By the way, the average disability benefit out there is just under it's about $1,600 a month, okay? $1,700 a month. That would give you about $51 more per month if you're getting the average disability. Again, between about $1,600 to $1,700 a month, right around that range will give you about $51 more per month. Now, if you happen to be one of the lucky people out there getting the average retirement benefit, which by the time we get to the new year, it'll be about $2,100 a month will be the average retirement benefit by the time that we hit 2027. At that point, if you're getting around that monthly benefit amount, you'll get about $63 more per month. Now, if you happen to be one of the super lucky people out there getting, say, $3,000 a month, applying a potential 3% raise to that would give you $90 more per month. A $4,000 monthly benefit, which I don't think anybody watches these videos who gets $4,000 a month. I mean, if you are, congratulations, that's amazing. But if you're getting $4,000 a month, applying a potential 3% raise to that would give you $120 more per month. That's incredible, right? That's a lot. That's That's pretty nice. A lot of people would dream for a $120 raise to their monthly benefit per month. Anyway, so that's where we're at right now, okay? This is based on a 3% raise. And again, I've said it a couple times, the forecasts that are out there are a little bit higher than that, 3.2 to 3.5-ish%. But based on what we've been seeing with these most recent inflation reports, I'm going to say this much. I think they're coming down, and they're coming down quite a bit in the next 2 reports that we get. In the middle of September, we're going to get the August report. In the middle of October, we will get the September report. Those are the last 2 data points that we need to determine how much of a raise we're going to be getting. Now, I want to be fair with you as well. When we get to the middle of September and we get the August report, we can pretty much break down essentially what the number will be at that point, because we'll have 2 of 3 data points. We will have 66.6666 repeating, okay, percent of the data that we need. We have 2/3 of the data that we need to calculate the raise. My point being is that when we get data point number 2 in the middle of September, it'll be pretty easy to calculate, pretty much within a very high degree of accuracy, a very close number to what that raise will actually be. So again, I know that the forecasts are higher than what I said here in this video as far as 3%, but basically what I'm trying to do here is saying, don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up for essentially anything more than 3%. I wouldn't be shocked at all if we see it come down below 3% by the time we actually get the next 2 data points, because of the massive manipulation, as I've talked about extensively in other videos recently, because we know what's going on. We know what's happening. And this happens essentially every election cycle, every election year, which is unfortunately every 2 years. We get some kind of manipulation because they want the numbers to look good in front of the midterm election. Unfortunately, the data that is used to determine the raise to our monthly benefit is literally the quarter right before the midterm election. Okay, so as a result of that, of course, there's going to be some tinkering with the numbers. Now, of course, nobody's going to admit that. They're all going to say, oh no, this is the data. This is the real stuff. Really? Does anybody actually believe that? I don't know. Maybe there's some people out there that believe that, but I think everybody recognizes when you go out to your stores and you buy groceries and gas and clothing and healthcare and everything else under the sun, we all recognize prices certainly have not plateaued and flattened out recently. That's ridiculous. Anybody that doesn't live under a rock absolutely knows that prices have continued to rise and they continue to go up. Just look at your receipts. It's not that hard to figure it out. Look at your purchasing power of your dollars that you're getting from your monthly benefit. Not that hard to figure out. Every month that goes by, you're getting a little bit less and a little bit less and a little bit less for that benefit you're getting. So anyway, this is where we're at as of right now. And not to mention, as I film this video, we haven't even received how much the Medicare Part B premium is going to be in